have another Hedgie book. It's called Hedgie Blasts Off by Jan Breck. My name is Hedgie, and I want to be an astronaut. I work at Star Lab in the cleanup crew. I've never flown on a spaceship, but I take care of the Zeppendopper rocket for the professor, the smartest scientist on Earth. He's in charge of outer space. So do you think this is a pretend story or a real story? Today when I got to work, the professor looked worried. Hedgie, we've got a problem. Big Sparkler is only sending out weak bursts of sparkles. If it stops altogether, there'll be no more Big Sparkler and no more flowers. Big Sparkler is on the tiny planet of Mickup. Alien tourists love to fly over to watch it erupt and to take pictures of the strange flowers and depend on the sparkles for food. This is an emergency, Hedgie. Call the scientists to the lab. Scientists came in. Professor explained the problem. Big Sparkler is failing, he told them. We need to go up to Mickup and find out what's wrong. I'll fly down in the Zeppendopper, but it's too big to land on tiny Mickup. We need to build a rescue robot and a small rocket to go there. The scientists looked at the drawings on the blackboard and went to work. I tried to help. Soon everything was ready for the launch. Reporters came to hear about the mission. The professor explained, Big Sparkler isn't working properly. He said, first let me show you how it's supposed to work. And he put a cork in a bottle of fizzy water. Pretending it was Big Sparkler, he shook and shook until the cork flew out and the water soaked the reporters. But now Big Sparkler is sending fewer and fewer sparkles. We think it may stop altogether, the professor said. How can you find out what's going on? A reporter asked. Meet rescue robot, the professor answered, and he threw open the hatch of the rocket. The pilot's seat was empty. We looked all around the lab. No robot. Then I opened the door to the cleanup crew closet. There he is. In sleeper mode, spikes jammed fast. Rescue robot had prodded too soon, gotten stuck, and crashed. The reporters looked at the professor. The professor looked at me, at the rescue robot. Then he whispered in my ear, Hedgie, you're the only one who can fit in the rocket. Now, how would you like to go to outer space? I nodded my head. Yes. The professor turned to the reporters. A little change of plans, he told them. Meet Rescue Hedgie. No programming necessary. The professor looked at me. Come back and tell us what you find, Hedgie, so we can fix the problem. Zoom. The tiny planet Mickup got larger and larger before my eyes. The engines roared as the rocket settled on Mickup's surface. I climbed out of the hatch. Big Sparkler crater was in front of me. The flowers circling it had turned into little gray puffballs, and suddenly I was startled by a low-flying saucer. It buzzed down. Just as Big Sparkler struggled to erupt, a tiny stream of glittery sparkles sifted through the air and dusted the passing ship. The tourist inside shrieked and flew things out of the portholes and into the crater. Click, clank, clunk, more squeals, and then I saw what was falling into the crater. Coins! I walked over and looked down. So that's what's wrong. Too many coins from all over the galaxy were filling up Big Sparkler. It needed to be cleaned out. I wanted to fix Big Sparkler for the professor before going home, but how could I drag all those years of coins out of a crater? It was impossible for one small hedgehog. Then I remembered the bottle of fizzy water and the cork. What if I became the cork for the Big Sparkler? One small hedgehog might just be perfect for the job. I took a big jump before I got too scared. I landed in the opening and puffed up my prickles to stop it up completely. I told myself, just hold fast with every prickle. I felt Big Sparkler pushing against me. The more it pushed, the tighter I held on. Hold fast, hold fast, hold fast. Kaboom! Count to 3 and lift off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Big Sparkler erupted with a tremendous roar. I flew up and landed in a soft pile of sparkles. Giant flowers came alive right before my eyes. I raced back to the rocket and took off for home. I was making a victory orbit around Mickup when I saw the alien tourists. They were squealing with joy. Instead of throwing good luck coins in a big sparkler, they were trying to catch them flying through space. I hope it takes years for them to collect all the coins. Back at Star Labs, I was in for another surprise. I stood beside the professor as he said a few words to the reporters. Please meet our first hedgehog astronaut. The scientists of Starlab proudly presented Hedgie with the official astronaut star for courage and cool thinking. I was an astronaut. The professor went on, Starlab is grateful to everyone who worked to save Mickup and Big Sparkler, from astronaut first class Hedgie to our new high-tech cleanup crew. 3 cheers for Hedgie. Hooray! I hope you enjoyed Hedgie Blasts Off by Jan Brett. Have a good day.